Very much.
It's 20 minutes past 6. Thanks for being with us this morning. Councils in England are being told they need to give more protection to thousands of women seeking refuge from abusive relationships.
All local authorities will have a legal duty to provide secure homes for survivors and their children to end what the Prime Minister has described as a postcode lottery of support. Charlotte and RBWA lived with an abusive partner and now runs a refuge in Surrey, and she joins us now. Morning to you. Thanks for speaking to us again, Charlotte. I remember meeting you just a few weeks ago.
Yes.
Do you think this is a good thing, that councils be legally required to provide secure accommodation?
Oh my goodness, well, when I heard the news yesterday, I was just completely overwhelmed and actually was very emotional, started crying when I heard, because this is something that, excuse me, that we have campaigned, Women's Aid and lots of other campaigners have been asking for years and years. So in fact, I really just couldn't quite believe that this has been announced.
So at the moment, tell us about, because I know you work in a refuge, what is the situation like? Are you having to turn away survivors?
Yeah, so I think the figures are at the moment that probably about 6 out of every 10 women that call for a refuge space actually can't get a space. But the real issue with this is, and the reason that this is so amazing, is that local authorities have been obviously squeezed over the years and have been looking for cuts, easy cuts to make. And unfortunately, refugees have been one of the main casualties of that. So the real beauty of this, of putting a legal duty on local authorities to provide refuge spaces, means that they're going to have to do that, and hopefully this is the start of securing the future for refugees and making sure that every single woman that needs a space can get a space. And at the moment that just isn't the case, so you can see why it's absolutely momentous news for us.
And I know you went to one yourself. How much different did it make to your life and your children as well?
I think having a safe place to go is, you know, a human right, really. We should all be able to be safe. And yes, for me and for many other women, having a refuge is literally life-saving. And, you know, we always feel absolutely terrible when we have to say to somebody, sorry, we haven't got any space. So yeah, this is absolutely critical and we're just overjoyed.
And one of the problems, as far as I understand it, you've talked about, is that, you know, you can't house local women. Is that because of the nature of why they're being housed? Is that been one of the problems?
Yeah, so, and again, this goes back to putting this legal duty on local authorities. If you can imagine, if you were fleeing an abusive situation, you wouldn't want to go to a refuge that was in your town or in your local area, because you might bump into the perpetrator or somebody he knows when you're out shopping. So if you're fleeing to a refuge, you have to go a long distance away. And the reason that local authorities have cut funding for refugees is because it's an easy cut to make, because they're not services for local women. So yes, this really is momentous for us.
OK, well listen, it's really good to speak to you again, Charlotte and RBWA.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, nice to speak to you. Thanks for your time.